inspired me to do my next Ironman. It'll be number 4 for me. We decided to do Arizona in 2019. So it just got me thinking, now that I'm trying to recruit people to do it with me, what does it actually take to do an Ironman? So we first have to look at your goals for the race and who you exactly are. So I kind of wrote this out on the board to kind of show you what you need to do and how to create our goals and what it's going to take to get there. So here's the deal. If you're a professional or trying to go to Kona, you need to do 8 to 10 hours. You want to do 8 to 10 hours in your race. It really doesn't matter your fitness goals. The goal is to go as fast as possible. Now when you look at your hours a week training, you're going to be 20 plus hours a week, oftentimes more, especially if you're a professional. And what are you going to do to train? You're going to swim, bike, and run a whole lot. Strength training is not your priority. Hopefully you do some in the off season, but your goal is to get as much of this done in order to get those 8 to 10 hour goal finish time. But here's the deal. Most of us are not pros and we're not going to Kona. We're just average age groupers that are trying to finish an Ironman, maybe finish our first Ironman, maybe do number 4 like me or number 12 like a lot of other people. So now we're looking at a race goal. 11 to 13 hours of finishing. We kind of have to distinguish between the two. Do we want to still go kind of fast, or do we want to just finish the race? It's going to change a lot of your training. Our fitness goals, we need to take that into account too, because we don't want to be skinny, frail athletes that just break because all you do is swim, bike, and run a lot. So we want to be lean, strong, healthy, and fit, regardless of whether we're trying to go 11, 15, or whether we're just trying to finish the race. Now, hours a week. How many hours a week do we have to train? You're going to need 10 to 15 hours if you want to go pretty fast if you're an average age grouper. But if you're just trying to finish, I truly believe you can do it in 8 to 12 hours a week of training. The higher ends being when you need to do those long bike rides, and those can often be on the weekends, and that's not going to be every week. That's going to be only a few times before the race that you need to hit 70, 75, 80, 100-mile rides before the race. And lastly, what type of training can you do? I told you the pros. They're just going to swim, bike, and run all the time. But for us normal people that either just want to do a pretty good race or just finish the race, we need to do CrossFit, or what I mean by that is just some high-intensity interval training with strength training thrown in to make our bodies resilient on the race course and be able to have that load of 15 hours of training a week. We're going to bike a lot because that's the longest part of the race. We want to make sure we want to have that in our cardio and get most of our cardio and aerobic endurance from biking. We're going to run some. We don't want to run too much because that's going to put us at risk for injuries. So we do want to get some running in, but not too much. And then a swim a decent amount. We got to remember, a good swim in Ironman is an hour long. A good bike is 6 hours. There's a big difference between the two. So where should we spend most of our time training? On that bike, not necessarily on the swim. Same goes if we're just trying to finish the race. 8 to 12 hours, we still want to do our CrossFit every single week, multiple times a week. We're going to bike a bunch, maybe not as much as biking over here. We're still going to run some. We want to get 1 to 2 times a week of that running in, but remember, it is at the end of the race we're going to get most of our aerobic performance from that biking, and then just swim a decent amount. Once again, it's still such a small portion of the race, we don't want to spend a lot of time. This is how I train. This is how I train all of our athletes to finish Ironman. This is how I'm hopefully going to talk a few more of you into doing Ironman Arizona or another race next year with us. But here's the issue. Most of you guys who have done Ironman before, most of those guys that go to the start line, this is how they train. But in reality, they are not pro. They are not going to Kona. So stop killing your body by just swim, bike, and running all the time. Cross-train, lift weights, don't kill yourself. Don't make this a one-year goal. Don't make this something you do once in your lifetime and beat yourself up on it, get injuries, and waste 20 hours plus a week doing it. Do it realistically, make it something you can do more than once in your lifetime, and not only get to that finish line, but feel good at the finish line. All right, we'll see a couple of you guys at Ironman next year. Let's reach some goals together.